We're missing some big names in Madden 21 that we might not see at all. What's good, everybody? What's going on? It's your boy Rob, aka Roboto. So we are here today to talk about some things that we are missing in Madden 21 Ultimate Team. Some big name legends that we are just probably not going to see at all this year. It's about that time where things are winding down and the likelihood of a new item, new player being added is very slim. So with that being said, before we get into everything, just want to let you know, if you are new here, I appreciate you for stopping by. If you'd be so kind to hit the subscribe button down below, notification bell right next to it. You're notified anytime I'm live right here, brand new content. We're so close to 5,000 subs. So make sure you hit the sub, show your love. And of course, if you like this video, like everything you see here, like everything going on, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up on the video. Let's see if we can crush another like goal. We crushed 30 last week. Let's get it to 40, 40. Let's do it. And in the comment section down below, I'm gonna need your help. Let me know which legends are you missing from your favorite team, and we'll go into the legends in the video, but which big names are you missing from your favorite team? Let me know down below in the comment section. Let's get into it. So the recent release of some Ultimate Legends had me thinking about a few things over the weekend. Of course, Leroy Glover, Michael Vick set legends for Ultimate Legends this week. Jerome Bettis, the LTD. I was out this weekend, Mother's Day weekend, excuse me. Hope everybody had a fantastic Mother's Day weekend. I was out of town, so I wasn't able to cover them, but you guys know the deal. Pretty much the same deal as always with the Ultimate Legends. You play the solos, you get the token, get a free Ultimate Legend in a couple weeks. La 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 la. But with all that being said, the new Ultimate Legend crop got me thinking a couple thoughts, a couple ideas, a couple names that we're missing out on this year, right? Because we got a new running back, a new quarterback, and a new defensive lineman, technically, but they're repeat names, right? So it made me think about what was the last card that was actually new, right? The last player item that was actually new inserted into the game that wasn't a current day player, a legendary name, right? And I think from my little research here, it led me back to one name. So as you see right here on Mudhead, Michael Dean Perry came out March 27th. So late March right there was the new Michael Dean Perry, who was added to the game. Fridge Jr., obviously, or Fridge's little brother. But he was added to the game then, March 27th. And one thing to note before we jump in, obviously, things can change here, but I'm really doubting that we're going to get anything new in terms of new players this year. As you just saw, Michael Dean Perry is probably the last guy. That's the newer card. Ultimate Legends will probably be our best bet to get anything new, because right now the golden tickets and Ultimate Legends are the two kind of staple programs going on. Golden tickets, we already know, are cards that are already previously made in game. Can a dev golden ticket potentially be a new card? Maybe, but I put that chance really, really low. I think the devs are probably just going to boost up and make somebody that's already in the game, just give them a, out of position card, like a free safety Megatron type deal. They'll stick to the hits, right? And then they'll give us the usual stuff that sells packs, so to speak, right? But the only opportunity I can see for them to add a brand new card would probably be involving the Ultimate Legends. And at this point, it's been a little bit over a month now that we've gotten a brand new player into the game, and I don't see it happening before the start of Madden 22. It's just not worth it, right? So with that being said, there are a couple big names that we are missing this year in Madden 21 in particular, and some names that were in Madden 20 that we just didn't get so far this year. So let's jump into the list I put together and go over some of the biggest names that are missing from Madden 21 Ultimate Team. First up on the list, we're gonna go over 10 names here. Now, of course, these are just 10 names I picked out. And like I said earlier, I want you guys in the comment section to let me know some names that might not be on this list, because we're gonna do some stuff that involve a bunch of missing names that we can go ahead and try to see that might come ahead in Madden 22 or Madden Ultimate Team. So some things to think about going ahead, but let me know in the comment section below which names are missing from your favorite team. But in particular here, number 10, I guess you could say on my list, John Elway. Elway was in Madden 20. This was his best card, the NFL 100, John Elway at a 95, strong arm archetype there. So he is missing from the game this year. There's no Elway in sight. I haven't seen an Elway at all. He's one of the quarterbacks. There's a few quarterbacks that are missing this year, obviously. But Elway, I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. The stats are there. Obviously, a Broncos all-timer. So I know my guy Fredzilla out there is clamoring for an Elway, or maybe he's not. Maybe he likes that Drew Lock. Maybe he likes the future of the Broncos quarterbacks. But point being here is that Elway is missing from the game this year, man. That's a Hall of Famer, 9-time Pro Bowler, 2-time Super Bowl champ, MVP, all 90s team. So John Elway, much needed there in Madden 21 Ultimate Team, but we're not gonna get him. He's out. Next up on the list here for a couple reasons is Mel Blount. Not only is he one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL all time. I mean, look at the accolades, right? Hall of Famer with the Steelers, 5-time Pro Bowler, 2 times All Pro, 4-time Super Bowl champ, all 90s team, defensive player of the year in 75. So he's needed. And also, you know, those of us out here in the Madden community, we always like to hear Gut Fox screaming for Blount, right? I mean, come on, Mel Blount, we need him in the game. But 57 career interceptions for Mel Blount, nowhere to be seen. This was his best card last year. Ultimate Legends, 98 overall cornerback, 6'3", 205. He's huge at the cornerback position. He would have been a beast Ultimate Legend to add to the game. But unfortunately, nothing seeing here from Mel Blount. I mean, ew, I just realized he had 93 speed on a 98. Ugh. This card actually wasn't great. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. That's a rough scene. But Mel Blount, nonetheless, hopefully if they put it back in this year, it'd be a better card. But he would be a beast cornerback to have out there on the team, especially on the Steelers theme teams, obviously, too. Next up on the list for me is Steve Young. Steve Young, another quarterback that everybody's clamoring for, especially 49ers and Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans. And the accolades speak for themselves, right? Hall of Famer, 7-time Pro Bowler, 3-time Super Bowl champ, 2 times MVP. And that one of those Super Bowl wins actually got him a nice little Super Bowl pass card last year. His best card was a 96 quarterback card here, Improviser archetype there on Steve Young. 86 speed there, 93 throw power. Improviser isn't like, you know, the best archetype at all, you know, but, you know, you could probably do some things with him this year, right? Depending on his archetype, depending on his abilities. So, but Steve Young there is definitely missing from the game. I know people have been asking all year, where's Steve Young? Where's Steve Young? And you're going to see that more as we progress down the list. There's some guys that probably aren't the maybe #1, you know, greatest of all time at their position, but they are a very popular, big, legendary name that people are clamoring for. But a guy who was catching a lot of Steve Young passes was Tyreek Owens. Now, we got T.O. last year, obviously. NFL playoffs was his best card here. He also had a Legends card earlier in the year last year. T.O., I mean, you know, again, Hall of Famer, 6-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All Pro, all 2000s teams. And look at all the theme teams he should be on. 49ers, Eagles, Cowboys, Bills, Bengals. I mean, that's a lot of theme teams that need a good top flight wide receiver. Physical archetype, it wasn't great. It isn't great. The abilities aren't great. But I mean, he is a physical beast, right? 6'3", 224. 93 speed on his 96 isn't perfect, but you could have made do if he had the right chems and stuff on him there. So T.O., another name, I mean, pretty much every day I think I'm seeing that T.O. is a guy that people want. Everybody's just screaming for T.O., 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 T.O. He's just on so many teams. He's just so great. He's just had a Hall of Fame career. So he's a name that, you know, he's probably not, you know, top 5 all time amongst NFL players. He's probably, you know, top 5 wide receiver all time. You could argue, if not, you know, top 3, but still, point being is T.O. is just a name that I can't believe they do not have in the game this year. You know, another name I can't believe they don't have in the game just for game-breaking abilities alone. And I have him ranked on the list a little bit lower than maybe you'd like, maybe behind some guys that might not be as desired, but this guy is not that desired based on history. Eric Dickerson. I mean, if you played Madden 20 last year, you already know Dickerson was a headache. He was a game-breaking card. His NFL 100 card last year was a legit pretty much glitch here until they fixed it. Not this card, but it was this guy because he had that special ability on it. So Eric Dickerson, the freight train ability there. This card was just, you know, the end game, end all be all, see you later. You know, it just kind of killed the game. It was right in the middle of the game when it released and it just kind of killed it for a lot of people. And then he got an upgrade here, and it wasn't the same power, you know, when this card came out, but it was still very, 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 very good. But it wasn't the same as the NFL 100 card. But the Eric Dickerson, you know, where he ranks on this list is probably just a little bit lower than others, just because people probably just don't want to see him at all. But Rams, obviously, Colts again there, Raiders, and the Falcons would all get Dickerson if he was in the game this year, but he's not. So maybe Madden 22 will see him. Now we're gonna switch it up to, you know, the big beefies up front. There's one big beefy in particular I want to talk about on the offensive end. We got another big beefy coming up here, but one guy in particular I want to talk about here is Anthony Munoz, left tackle here for the Cincinnati Bengals. I believe that's his only team. Yeah, Bengals there, but I mean, the resume speaks for himself. Hall of Famer, 11-time Pro Bowler, 9 times All Pro, all 80s team. I mean, arguably the best offensive lineman of all time. This dude was just insane. As far as the blocking lineman is concerned, there's not many, you can't go ahead and register sacks or, interceptions or whatever for linemen, but he's also a huge beast, right? 6'6", 280. He's a monstrous. So Munoz was heavy in the game last year. He had a Legends card, he had an NFL 100 card, he even had a draft pick, NFL draft card. So Munoz got a lot of upgrades last year. This year, though, nowhere to be seen. One of the best left tackles of all time. I know my team, I probably would have him on there right now if he had an Ultimate Legends card, because he is that good. He's a monster. A guy that he would have been blocking on a lot of teams this year. Blocking for, Emmitt Smith right here. That was a horrible transition, but Emmitt Smith right here, 98 overall was his best card last year with the Ultimate Legends. He also had the NFL 100. I believe this was an LTD. I think, yeah, it looks like this was an LTD. Yeah, he had an NFL 100 card as well. He was a pre-order bonus member last year. I believe they had an Emmett, Aikman, and Irvin as the pre-order bonuses last year, I believe. And then this year, I think it was just Romo. I think that's how it was. I'm pretty sure that's how it was. But point being here, obviously, Emmitt Smith, #1 all-time rushing yards in NFL history. He won the Super Bowl MVP. Or I'm sorry, he was a 3-time Super Bowl champ, won the MVP in '93. Hall of Famer. All 90s team, offensive rookie of the year. This guy just, his resume speaks for itself. Cowboys obviously would be a theme team that would love to have Emmitt Smith. Cardinals too, sneaky good theme team this year. And if they had Emmitt Smith on the squad, top tier running back, that would definitely help them out a bunch. But Emmitt Smith here missing from the game, surprisingly, because obviously his stats speak for himself. Another guy whose stats speak for himself, and I was surprised to not see in the game this year, was Bruce Smith. We usually get Bruce Smith around zero chill time, right? A little cold winter months there. Get a big old thick old Bruce Smith into the game as one of the masters, but this year we did not get that. Hall of Famer here, 11-time Pro Bowler, 8-time All-Pro, all 80s team, all 90s team, Defensive Player of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year, I think that was. Oh no, that's 2-time Defensive Player of the Year in 90 and in 96. So Bruce Smith there, the stats speak for himself, right? The resume, the 98 overall Ultimate Legends card last year was his best card. He's a guy probably this year that would be better off as a DE at DT type deal, how we run Strahan and Justin Smith. Bruce Smith here is a guy who is definitely missing. NFL record for most career sacks. I don't get it. I don't understand it, but it is what it is, right? He was the serial chill master last year, obviously. The 95 overall, and he also had this Ultimate Legends card that kind of came out relatively quick, I think, if I remember correctly. But point being here, he would have been a beast, right? He would have been a monstrous beast, 6'4", 262, playing the interior there for your defensive line, especially for Washington and Buffalo theme teams. They would have loved the Bruce Smith. Next up on the list is Walter Payton. Sweetness, baby. Hall of Famer, 9-time Pro Bowler, 5-time All-Pro, Super Bowl champion, MVP, all 80s team, all 70s team, Offensive Player of the Year. Walter Payton. It's Walter Payton, man. Walter Payton, arguably one of the best running backs of all time. If not the best running back of all time. Not in the game. Not in Madden 21 Ultimate Team this year. His best card last year was the 99 overall running back card. And he was featured pretty heavy in the game. He had a zero chill card, which was his first card in the year. And he also had a couple Ultimate Legends cards, obviously. And then the top card here was his 99. So Walter Payton sweetness here. Coming into the game, well, not at all this year, actually. It would have been welcomed. I don't think he's going to be arriving anytime soon. I don't think they'll add a new Walter Payton here anytime soon, unfortunately. But we'd love to see Walter Payton back. Obviously, Madden 22 would probably be the time where we're going to see Walter Payton back. Hopefully next year he's featured heavy because he's one of the greats. And another guy who's one of the greats and probably the greatest of all time, Peyton Manning. The accolades. Hello. Hall of Famer, 14-time Pro Bowler, 7-time All-Pro, 2-time Super Bowl champ, 5-time MVP, all 90s team, Offensive Player of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year, Burt Bell Award. Walter Payton Man of the Year, Comeback Player. The stats speak for himself. The stats speak for themselves. Colts fans, Broncos fans, they want him. They want him. Everybody wants him. Peyton Manning's best card last year was a 98 overall LTD card. 94 throw power on this 98. Obviously, if you give him a 99 this year, he's probably like 96 throw power at the very least, but he's going to be chemmed up all the way through. Right here, Field General archetype is also pretty solid. Last year, he was featured pretty heavily. He had a most feared card. He had an NFL 100 card, and he had this Draft Heroes card. So Peyton Manning was in the game last year pretty heavily, but not this year. Not this year. So that's Peyton Manning, right? We want to see Peyton Manning. But there's a whole other list of guys that I'm starting to rack up here, right? Register and record to see if there's more missing legends. Now, what we're gonna do as time goes on, you see the little names at the bottom. We're gonna fill out these lists and we're gonna come pumping out videos for you guys, giving you some top 10 legends names that are missing for some of your favorite teams. So I need your help in the comment section down below. Let me know some names, let me know some ideas, let me know some thoughts, and I'll probably shout you out in a video upcoming too when I touch on your squad, because MUT is dying down. It's time to reflect and potentially look ahead to MUT 22 stuff. All right, so that's gonna do it for this video. Appreciate y'all for stopping by. We'll catch you next time. Peace out.